Right now, I'm probably going to cry. Salvation Army are lifesavers. They saved my life. I've got stage 4 cancer, and I was living in a tent out of Tent City.
Every time I visit this city, I'm just amazed of the culture, the vibe, the amount of people that visit this city just in the dreams of making it. Some people in the industry of music, some people in the food, some people just like the city, which is amazing, by the way. However, beyond those city lights, you can see people under a bridge. You can see people just at the corner, just waiting, begging for food or something. Today, we are in Nashville, and these stories are stories about others. Today, we are going to meet a new friend of mine. I have seen her in action, and today we're gonna on a road. Actually, we're gonna a little bit of a road trip, and to see some of the encampments where she works and she meets people. So today is a day about others. All right, let's take a look. Hey, Angela.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
So I brought us some coffee because it's a little bit cold here.
Thank you.
With some sugar.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Angela, we've known each other for a couple of days.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you, I have been impacted by the testimony of those that have been in contact with you, or it's been the privilege, to be in contact with you, really.
I guess about 9 years ago, I had rededicated my life. I was going to this church, and they would go out on the streets. But I kept personally being drawn to the unhoused. And they weren't seeing me as somebody that was like preaching down at them and why don't you just get a job? Like they literally could tell I had concern for them. And all I wanted to do was love them.
Now, you mentioned something that really stuck in my mind just a couple of minutes ago, and it's like seeing people through Christ's lenses. Like, how do you go about it? Because it's not easy for the untrained eye. Right. What you're going to see is the envelope or the route,
Yeah. Well, before I ever, if I'm heading downtown or I'm ever going out, my prayer is always, show me what you love about this person. Give me your eyes. And a story from years ago, I sat on Broadway with this gentleman cowboy, and he had some mental issues, and there were people, and I was sitting facing like this. We were both on the ground, and I heard this guy walk by behind us and say, "Just let him die." And it literally broke my heart because I'm like, that's inhuman. Like that. And so I said, "Cowboy, look at me. Look at me." And I kept eye contact. And it was like, you matter. You're important. You are loved. You are a son of the Most High. And it just, from that point, I could just see into people's eyes. Like I could see that the alcohol and the drugs are not because they want to do it. Like there's a root. And I just felt like that God had opened up a door for me to just have that heart to where they didn't feel judged.
So where are we going today?
I think that the best place would probably be out at Old Tent City, which is like the biggest community. And then I'd like to go to one of the hotels, to where it's kind of like a transitional period of time. And they're now in this hotel, whether it be for a few months or a year. And then the next step is their own apartment somewhere where they start getting kids back and, getting back with their husband or wife or.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So you want to do that?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's do it. It was a privilege to see Angela's team preparing the meals, the folders, and just loading the truck or the canteen, as we like to call it, and just hit the road. Just drive to places that we so often overlook. Places that are right across the street from our regular lives. And their intention is way more than just sharing a meal. They want to create relationships. And right there, where we live, by the roads we drive every day, are people thriving for their lives. But then we cross right through downtown Nashville, right by the river, where it could be, potentially, prime real estate. Yet, that is a place called home for many neighbors, where Angela's face and her team are known faces. They go there almost every day. Today, we are going to meet Mama B.
They come out, they bring food, clothes, they help with dog food, they help with whatever they have that we need. I've seen 4 people that I know taken off with the help of the Salvation Army. I'm the stubborn one. I won't go till the rest of them, which are the kids, a couple of them. I am thankful for everything they do. Thank you. Daniel said absolutely.
Thank you, Mom.
I love you, Daniel.
After spending a good time at Tent City, we drove to the hotel where many neighbors transitioned to their own apartments, and we had a great conversation with Gary.
Right now, I'm probably going to cry. Salvation Army are lifesavers. They saved my life. I've got stage 4 cancer, and I was living in a tent out of Tent City. I got to talking to Trevor, and especially one person that I owe my life to, and she's standing right there. She's always putting inspirational messages on Facebook and different places, and it makes me feel better. Because of my cancer, I start feeling weak and depressed, but I hear her messages through Facebook, and it's like a sunshine coming down on a cloudy day, to put it mildly. So yeah, out of everybody with the Salvation Army, I mainly owe my life to that lady right there.
Stories like this are the ones that make me come back to Nashville every time, because it's so just awesome to see how our neighbors have passion to help each other, how our neighbors are just not scared. Our neighbors are ready to go and find those in need. That tells me that the church is still alive. That tells me that the church is in action. This church is under the bridges. The church is on the streets. These stories are not about any organization. These are stories about others.